Y'all want to sign too, Grimy? Look at these two dudes, Huey and Nipsey Hussle.
Some videos are meant to live forever. This one should have stayed dead. When old footage of Big U, his son Jabari, and Nipsey Hussle hit the streets again, it didn't just trend, it detonated. What looked like a peaceful memory of three men chilling on Crenshaw now felt like a ghost whispering from the past.
And I want to talk about, Big U. His son was assassinated last night out there in LA.
Every frame carried weight, history, pride, and the kind of tension that never really goes away in LA. The hood didn't see nostalgia. It's an unfinished business. The clip was supposed to remind people of better days, brotherhood, hustle, hope. Instead, it reopened every wound South LA tried to hide. When the city lived on edge, even a smile on old tape can feel like a trigger. The streets watched, argued, and picked sides again.
Yeah. We still out here. Hey, well, you did. Hey, we on tape, man. Y'all don't want to sign too, Grimy. Y'all want to sign too, Grimy. Look at these two dudes, Huey and Nipsey Hussle. On the block.
What was once a handshake of unity now looked like the calm before a war that never ended. Big U's voice in the video carried the mix of a mentor and a father proud of his legacy. But in neighborhoods where names echo louder than gunshots, pride can be dangerous. His words, simple, playful, became evidence in 1,000 conspiracy threads. The internet didn't hear love, it heard code. That's the curse of legacy. Every phrase gets dissected, every smile replayed like it's a clue. Nipsey Hussle dreamed in blueprints. He saw property where others saw pavement, saw empowerment where others saw danger.
They killed Nip too. Let's not forget, homie. They killed Nipsey Hussle. Eric Holder was not a lone actor in that. If you go back and follow the details, Nip and Big U got into it. Big U hit Nip daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun.
Big U, older and hardened, understood the street before he ever talked about peace. Together they looked like a blueprint for rebirth, but ambition mixed with history is volatile. When their alliance cracked, fans called it fate. In LA, even success can be a setup. Jabari Henley wasn't chasing fame or turf. He was clocking hours, raising a daughter, and trying to break the curse. A warehouse supervisor by day, quiet artist by night.
Big U's son has been taken out. If you don't know who Big U is, just a simple Google search would suffice. Big U allegedly had something to do with the killing of Nipsey Hussle. That's never been proved.
His rebellion was normalcy, but bloodlines have long shadows. In a city that doesn't forget, your last name could be your biggest threat. Jabari tried to rewrite his story, but the city kept flipping back to the old script.
Absolutely nasty work, man. Again, Big U, his son, Baby Huey, or Big Huey, right? He was assassinated last night on Halloween out there in LA.
Conspiracies are currency online. Years after Nipsey's murder, the whispers about Big U still wouldn't fade. One awkward laugh on a live stream, one story retold, and the internet built a myth bigger than any courtroom record. Truth didn't matter, narrative did. By the time the old footage resurfaced, the people had already decided who the villain was. October 31st, 2025. A quiet night on Fig and 69th turns into tragedy.
On the block.
Big U's son has been taken out.
Kids in costumes run between streetlights, laughter mixing with the low hum of bass from passing cars. The air smells of fireworks, fried food, and danger, the usual cocktail for a South Central Halloween. Then a black sedan rolls up slow, like a scene rehearsed too many times. Its windows down, just enough to show shadows inside. Conversation, then chaos, shots, echo, 5, maybe 6, and the night cracks open.
You know what I mean? This is f***ed up. I'm gonna be honest, bro, because even though, his son claimed Crip, you know what I'm saying? That's what you seen him with Nip in the little reel, and that's what he claimed. I don't think he was probably actively out here hit the people, you know what I'm saying? he was kind of born into it, you know what I mean? Because it's like your dad is.
The crowd scatters, candy spilling across the sidewalk, masks torn off in panic. A scream cuts through the noise. Jabari falls, the same corners that once crowned legends claim another son. The clock reads 11:11 p.m., the kind of symmetry that haunts you later. One moment of calm, then everything gone. Phones come out before help does. Someone's live streaming, someone's crying, someone's whispering, not him. Streetlights flicker over the blood on the pavement and the air thickens with disbelief.
They say he was going to a smoke shop. I don't know why he was going to a smoke shop over there, but you know what I mean? That kind of sealed the deal for him, you know what I mean? Condolences to him, condolences to the family. You know, Big U, he going through his thing and he fighting a whole different battle, so I know he in there mourning right now, and it's just no parent wants to hear that their child, anything happened to their child. I don't care what, even if the child was doing bad or not.
A mother's voice breaks the silence, begging him to wake up, calling him by the name only family uses. Police sirens follow minutes later, wailing like the city's own grief. They block off the street, order the crowd back, but the damage is already done. You can't tape off heartbreak. Paramedics work under flashing lights, their gloves red, their faces blank. The sirens scream through the night, a sound that has long been part of the neighborhood's rhythm. Another verse in the same sad song. They move fast, precise, trained not to flinch, but even they can feel it. This isn't just another call. Someone whispers he had plans tomorrow. Another says he was changing things. But the street doesn't care about dreams, it remembers names, not futures. And tonight it adds another. They did everything right, compressions, pressure, oxygen, hope, but some stories end before help arrives. Some hearts stop before the ambulance even parks. The radio chatter said critical, but the silence between those words said gone. The report would later say multiple gunshot wounds. Just words on paper, cold and clean, but the hood already knew what that meant. Another name for the mural wall. Another face painted in blues and golds, haloed in smoke and memory. Mothers cried, phones lit up, and somewhere a speaker played one of his tracks on repeat, his voice echoing like he was still there. There were no drugs, no high, no mistake, just fate wearing the wrong mask, just another night when the city ate one of its own. Police cordoned off the block, yellow tape fluttering in the breeze like false hope. Cameras rolled, the crowd grew. Kids who used to look up to him now looked down at the chalk outline, trying to understand why heroes never seemed to live long. A woman screamed his name until her voice broke. Someone whispered, not Nip. Someone else whispered, they got him. And just like that, the story shifted. From promise to tragedy, from headlines to hashtags. By dawn, the blood had been washed away, but the stain stayed. Concrete remembers, the city does too, it always does. When Big U heard the news from a fellow inmate, time froze. The air in the cell grew heavy, too thick to breathe. The man once feared on the streets, his name whispered with respect and caution, was suddenly powerless behind them. Not my boy, not like this, he whispered, his voice cracking like old concrete. The words barely left his lips before silence swallowed them whole. The walls didn't echo back, they just stood there, cold and uncaring. In that moment, there were no gangs, no reputations, no old alliances to lean on. Just a father in a cage learning what grief feels like when there's no one left to hold. He sat on the edge of his bunk, staring at nothing. The other inmates, men who'd seen everything, blood, betrayal, time, knew better than to speak. They'd seen that look before, the kind that turns fire into ash, the kind that makes a man smaller than the space he's trapped in. Big U's hands, once steady from years of discipline and survival, trembled now. He remembered teaching his son how to fight, how to move smart in a world that didn't love them. He remembered every laugh, every promise that he'd make it out, that the streets wouldn't take him. But the streets always take their own. Somewhere beyond the concrete and the razor wire, the city buzzed on. Sirens wailing, headlines flashing, fans mourning, hustlers scheming. Inside, Big U just stared at the wall, eyes red, lips moving in silent prayer. The kind of prayer that doesn't ask for forgiveness, only for one more chance to go back, to fix what can't be fixed. The silence after his words said everything. By midnight, hashtags outnumbered condolences. Strangers celebrated a murder they didn't understand, calling it karma, calling it justice. Videos of Jabari's final moments went viral like horror trailers. Platforms scrambled to delete them, but the damage was done. People laughed, argued, and forgot that a 10-year-old girl had just lost her father. That's the new cruelty, turning pain into content. Detectives chased leads, while the internet chased clout. Every new post claimed to know the truth, every thread promised exclusive details. Tips flooded in, most of them fiction wrapped in confidence. People online became self-appointed investigators, analyzing grainy screenshots and reposted footage as if they held the power to solve what the police couldn't. The line between evidence and rumor blurred until it vanished completely. Big U sat in custody, silent, his face unreadable beneath the flicker of fluorescent lights. He wasn't talking, not to the cops, not to the cameras, not even to himself. Outside, Los Angeles held its breath, waiting for the next piece of news to break the silence. Reporters swarmed the station, their lenses aimed like weapons, hungry for sound bites. Every few minutes, a headline dropped: "New suspect in Nipsey's case," or "Gang retaliation feared," as investigation stalls. But behind those headlines was confusion. Detectives chasing ghosts, witnesses going quiet, and a city teetering between grief and fury. Whispers of revenge drifted through the streets like smoke. Some said the truth was already buried, that justice never stood a chance. Others swore they saw the killer days before, still walking free. The internet fed on it all, every rumor, every theory, every screenshot dissected for meaning. And when night fell, Louisiana seemed to sigh under the weight of it all. Sirens in the distance, helicopters tracing circles in the dark sky. Another story unfinished, another headline that sounds too familiar. No arrests made, investigation ongoing.